Solve 5w plus 11 equals 19. So I'm going to do this two ways. I'm going to show you using bar modelling, and then I'm going to show you using balance method. We need to make sure that eventually we can do balance method because we can't do bar modelling with some of the harder questions. So 5w plus 11. The first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to do this bar. So I've got 5w, and it doesn't have to be beautiful. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you'll notice that I've left a 6 box on purpose because I've got 5w, which is this, w, 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 plus 11. And I know that all of this is equal to 19. Well then, I can find out what all of this is by doing 19 take away the 11. So 19 take away 11 is 8. So all of those w's is 8. So to figure out what one of those w's is, I would normally be doing that 8 divided by 5. Split into those 5 boxes equally. So w is 8 divided by 5. Now, it's absolutely fine to leave your answer as an improper fraction. You do not need to change it into a decimal. Okay, let's now just have a look at what we would have done with that question with balance method. So we've got 5w plus 11 is equal to 19. Now remember, I want to end up with w equals something. I want to know what w is. So the first thing, if you say it out loud, 5w plus 11, well, the last thing I did was add that 11. So that's the first thing that I'm going to undo. I'm going to use my inverse operations on. So I'm going to take away that 11. And what you'll notice is that's what we did when we were bar modelling. We did that take away 11. So if I take away 11 from both sides, I end up with 5w is equal to 19 take away 11 is 8. I then need to get from 5w to just w. Well, remember 5w means 5 times w, and we're using inverse operations when we do balance method. So I now need to be doing divide by 5. And again, that's exactly what we did with bar modelling. So we did our final answer is 8 divided by 5. No need to change that. Do not be afraid of those fractions. Okay, let's have a look at the next one. So we've got, again, our bar. I'm going to do quite a big bar here because we've got 10 in here. So we've got, I'm going to leave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that should be 10w. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This time it's take away 3. So I'm going to be going back 3. So take away 3 is equal to 45. So this bit here is equal to 45. So again, I can figure out the whole lot of this by adding these two bits together. So that's 45 add 3, which is 48. So all of these w's is equal to 48. So if I want to find out what one of those w's is, I need to divide by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 48 divided by 10. I'm going to leave it as a fraction, 48 over 10. You could change it to 4.8, being as it's a nice easy decimal, but that's absolutely fine. Again, I'm going to have a look at how we would have done that using balance method. So I'm starting off with 10w minus 3 is equal to 45. And the first thing that we did was we added 3, and that's because we're using our inverse operations, adding 3. So we've got 10w is equal to 48. And remember, I want w So to get from 10w, which is 10 times w, and I need to do the opposite, which is divide by 10, which is exactly what we did on the bar modelling. Divide by 10, I get 48 divided by 10, or 4.8. Whichever one, absolutely fine, you will get the mark for either. So we've got 38 take away 4m is equal to 14. Just wanted to have a look at this in particular. The thing that's hard about this is that there's a negative unknown, -4. Now we never want to deal with a negative unknown. So when I'm doing my balance method, the first thing that I'm going to actually do is I'm going to add 4m to both sides. Now I've done that because I'll end up with just the 38 on this side, because take away 4m, add 4m is nothing. And on the other side I'll have 4m add 14, or 14 add 4m, it doesn't really matter. But I've made it so that 4m is now positive. Now the other thing that people don't like is having the unknown, so the letter, on the right hand side. So remember, if this is equal to this, then it's the same the other way around. So 4m plus 14 is equal to 38. So I've just swapped everything on the one side with everything on the other. Once I get to this point, I can just carry on balance method as normal. So I'm not going to do any bar here. I'm going to go straight to balance method. So I want to find out what m is. So at the moment I've got 4m add 14. So the last thing I did was add the 14. So the first thing I've got to do is undo that by taking away 14 from both sides. So now I'm going to end up with 4m is equal to 38, take away 14 is going to be 24. And the last thing that I'm going to do is I need to get from 4m to just m. Well, remember that 4m is 4 times m. So to get rid of that times by 4, I need to divide by 4, and I need to do that on both sides. And 24 divided by 4 is 6. M is 6.